Can you take those hat off?
Yeah.
Oh, I have two on.
That's a new style you rocking or what?
Because if you choose both, I'm probably gonna laugh.
I forgot I had those. Alright.
Alright, dude. It's DJ Star Wars. We're here with DJ Tony Tone, the one and only. Representing Northern California.
707 to be specific.
Yeah, extra north. And this is for successfuldj.com, and it's basically, the goal is just to spread knowledge about what makes DJ successful.
Okay.
And you just finished DJing. We're in front of the Matrix here in San Francisco, and the promoter said, I overheard the promoter saying he was basically just loved what you did. He said something like, at least half a dozen times he was blown away, and he was like, dude, that was amazing. So he's obviously thoroughly pleased with what you're doing, and you know, I mean, that seems to be one of the most important things about being a successful DJ, is making the people that are writing your checks happy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, how do you do it?
First of all, I just want to say thank you for wanting to interview me for this successful DJ site, because I still don't consider myself a successful DJ yet. Like, I'm not at the point where I want to be yet.
I think that's probably what makes you successful in my mind, because every successful DJ I talked to has said the same thing.
Well, that's a good thing then, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, to answer your question, which was what again?
It's a pretty big question, like what makes you successful as a DJ, and
okay.
Everybody's got their own idea about this, man. But I guess more specifically, man, tonight, you know, if you take tonight as an example, what do you think are some of the things that you do that set you apart, that allows you to have a situation like tonight where promoter is like not just happy with you, but you exceeded his expectations and he's obviously booking you again?
The main thing that I always stress to other DJs when they ask me this question is to make your own edits. Like, because a lot of DJs are lazy and they'll just use other people's stuff and they'll sound the same. So I make a lot of my own edits.
I saw that.
I spend a lot of time at home fucking working on Ableton and digging through my old actual records and ripping shit that, you know, you won't be able to find anywhere else online. So I do a lot of that, and then, you know, like I started back in '99. That's like almost 13 years now that I've been doing this, so I haven't stopped at all. I've just been going. I try to be as consistent as possible and try to be like out there, put myself out there, and really, you know, try to keep moving forward, because this is what I want to do. I don't think I have a plan B. I don't have a fallback, so I got to keep moving forward with this.
Mm-hmm. Cool, man. And the promoter tonight, like, why do you think he was like so pleased with what you did?
Shit, I don't know. Like, I remember years ago looking up to this guy Maylon. So shout out to Maylon for bringing me out here to Manic Mondays and at the Matrix Fillmore. Like, I don't know what it is. I honestly can't answer that question. I'm just thankful that he brought me into this, because he has a very select amount of DJs that he brings out here to this party, to this specific party. So I feel honored to be a part of it.
Man, you talked about getting your name out there, and I know that's kind of the first thing that people think about when they think about being more successful as a DJ. So how do you promote yourself, and what are some of the things that you do or you've done that work? What are some things that haven't worked?
That's a good question, but one thing that really, really works for me is actually writing my goals down. Like, I have this notepad at home where I think I wrote back in 2007 of a list of goals that I wanted to accomplish personally. And I found this notepad like probably a year or two ago, and I went through it, and like I looked at every single goal I had, and I accomplished everything on there. One was to make a living off of DJing, be a successful, like somewhat well-known DJ, respected DJ first off, and then to DJ on a major radio station, which I do now, which is 99.7 Now FM. And from what I heard from my program director, Jazzy Jim, we got, we got #1 in every demographic in the North Bay, the whole Bay Area. So we beat 94.9, we beat KMEL, we beat every major radio station as far as...
Yeah, I know Jazzy, and like,
back in 94.9
it's an awesome, he's awesome person to work with, man. But congratulations on that. I knew you before you got on the radio, man. So how did that come about, do you think? And how is that how's that affected your DJ?
Well, to backtrack, like I was saying before, I had these goals written down, and one of them was to get on a production site, for example, Crooklyn Clan or Crack for DJs, Strictly Hits. And at the time, Jazzy Jim was running Strictly Hits, and my boy Panic City mentioned me to him, and he listened to my stuff. He got me on that site, and then as soon as I got on that site, like a week later, Danny Diggs hit me up to get on Crack for DJs. And I thought about it. I was like, well, you know, because that's like the next step to Crooklyn Clan. I was like, no, I can't do it because I got to stay loyal to Jazzy. So I told Jazzy that, and then like a month or two later, I was in LA with my buddy Evan, Truth Live, and I get a phone call from Jazzy. He's like, I just got hired as a program director, and I want to bring you on. So that's how the whole radio thing started.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, that's actually one of the questions I want to ask you, man. Like, DJing and being successful getting gigs is obviously a lot about relationships.
Definitely.
How important do you think that is, and like how do you nurture that type of thing and make it happen and keep the relationships you have like strong?
Well, yeah, that's a big thing. Like you gotta keep the promoter happy or the people that you do business with happy, because if you don't, then they're just gonna look at you and chew you up and spit you out, because there's always somebody right behind you trying to take your spot. So I always try to keep good relationships with these people, like a lot of promoters in SF that I work with, and there's a lot that I won't work with because I know they're either shady, they don't pay, and there's various reasons that I could go on and on for. But
and do you promote yourself with mixtapes? And if you do, like how often do you do that? Like do you have any strategy behind what you do with that?
Well, as far as mixes go, I got stuff up on mixcrate.com. I put my radio mixes on there every week, so I do 99.7 every Friday. I put those mixes up like Saturday or Sunday, and then I have this mixtape series called Electro City, which I'm on my third one right now. No, fourth, right? Fourth? I'm on my fourth one. I just finished about a month ago, and then a few other things. So I try to do as much as I can, like hip-hop, electro, house, all that shit.
All right. What's like one of the craziest things that ever happened to you DJ, man? I know there's always like crazy stories.
That's a tough question. Crazy.
I was gonna ask you like when you got your first groupie from DJing, but I know your girl's here, so
It's never happened.
Can I ask him that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let me ask him that then. Let me ask you that. Yeah, when'd you get your first groupie from DJing, man?
This was couple years. No.
His girl's here, so.
Probably like back when I was doing high school dances, when I was still in high school.
Yeah.
Like doing that shit, and then doing like rec dances, YMCA dances, all that.
Yeah, man. That's what got me hooked, man. I mean, I love DJing.
But let me
the first
say
groupie,
this.
that was like pivotal moment for me.
Let me say this. I never got into DJing for groupies. Like I got into this because I love doing it, and
Is your girl clowning?
No, honestly, I love to do this. Like, I could honestly care less about a groupie. Like, I care more about moving people and inspiring people, and people saying that I did a great job, and for them to say, I want to go home and practice and be better than this guy. So that's honestly what I try to do every time I go out and DJ.
Yeah. I mean, the attention from the girls is definitely not a bad thing, though.
No, honestly, no.
But you got a girl, so you don't,
a very beautiful girl.
And they always want you more when you have a girl, don't they?
I can't answer that. I don't know.
You don't even like say that stuff. Like,
Does DJ Tony Tone have a fan club?
I don't know.
DJ Tony Tone has a fan club, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he has a fan club.
I would say I have a very loyal following of people.
yes.
And I respect those people, and I thank those people, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. And how do you think you got that way, man? How do you think you built up that following?
I try to interact.
Especially a loyal one.
I try to interact with all these people as much as I can, especially like when I'm not DJing. I'll talk to people and hand out mixtapes, business cards, and hopefully they'll go to those links and listen to my mixes and like them, and then be a fan.
Because he's sexy.
We're in an interesting time now with like digital and everything like that. So I know mixtapes was always like the go-to, man. But have you found it like less effective now, handing out CDs? You know
Do
what
I think
mean?
it's less effective?
Like you have to have your mixes up online, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's if you give someone a link, they're less likely to. They can't just pop that link into their ride on the way home. So, or how do you deal with that, the whole digital aspect and promoting yourself?
I mean, I'll print CDs or certain mixtapes that I feel are like super dope in my opinion. Like for me personally, like
Ones you want to get out there.
Exactly. And then I'll print a certain amount of them and then hand those out. Try to put together some sort of CD release party and get people there and spread them that way. But as far as the digital thing goes, like I was saying, I'm on Mixcrate and SoundCloud, and Mixcrate alone, they already have like a whole bunch of people that go there on a regular basis, and I have like over 30,000 plays or something like that, and I've only been on that site for like a year. So to me, that's a pretty big accomplishment, and that helps me spread my mixes out.
So, oh yeah, I was gonna ask you, do you know like what your reach is when you mix on air? Like how many people are listening typically?
No, I don't. I mean, I'm on every Friday night at midnight, so I don't have that many people listening because either people are asleep or they're at the club or they're listening to something else or they are
making love.
Tuned into me. Yeah,
so I'm making love in the club.
Yeah,
to your music.
Hopefully.
So you're 100% full-time DJ, like 100% of your income comes from DJing?
Yes, it does.
Okay, and does that all come from gigs, or you do edits, you make money from that? Like how does it break down?
I used to make money from edits, but then Strictly Hits got shut down because of all the piracy shit that's going on now. Like Strictly Hits got shut down a few months ago, so I'm not making money off my edits anymore. Yeah, but yeah, my income is radio, nightclub gigs, and other gigs on the side, promo shit, corporate events, stuff like that.
Okay, cool. And how do you usually book gigs? How do you go about getting gigs, like when you want to get gigs?
I book everything myself, 100% myself. I don't have an agent or a manager or nothing like that, so it goes back to building relationships with these people and promoters and people like Milan that I work with and just try to keep that relationship strong with them and stay loyal to these people. Okay.
Him, for example, were you introduced to him through somebody, or did somebody tell him about you? How did it work out?
Actually, Slick D introduced us. We had this like big DJ meet and greet that he put together like a few years ago, and he invited me and a whole bunch of other Bay Area DJs. Like this was when I was still, I guess, on the come up as far as getting my name out here in San Francisco and getting gigs out here, because before that I was still local back in Santa Rosa and I was only playing there. So Slick D introduced us, and he just told him I was a good dude and a good DJ. So Milan listened to some of my stuff online and invited me out here to the Manic Mondays at Matrix, and we've been cool ever since.
Dope. Is there anything like you want to tell DJs trying to achieve a higher level of success?
One of my friends, Diego, he lived in Petaluma and he moved to Huntington Beach, and he would ask me the same question, like, dude, what do I got to do? Like, how can I take this to the next level? And I always told him, just stay consistent, keep working hard, don't ever give up, and be loyal to the people that are loyal to you, and just never quit.
So, yeah, I guess that's it, man. Dude, I really fucking appreciate you taking the time, man.